arch rivals after a great week of some footy. Did you guys get a chance to catch any of the games this weekend?
I did.
All of them.
All of them?
Most of them.
Most of them.
I'm calling out Muhammad. He says that I don't watch. I was watching all weekend.
Chris is definitely accused of being a highlight merchant.
Definitely a crazy week for you to be calling out Muhammad, but
yeah, it's true. Good thing he's not here.
Yeah,
because I don't have to face the full wrath.
He's here in spirit.
In spirit, and it's scaring me.
He got his English as a first language speechwriter to write whatever he wrote.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Let's talk about the big game first.
Yeah.
Man City, Liverpool. Up at 6:30 to watch this one.
It's the biggest fixture in the Prem.
And again, the Prem puts it at
6:30 in the morning
on a Saturday.
Yeah. Well, because it's not catered to us,
right.
Americans.
I think that is a primetime slot.
Okay, but here's the thing: is we all know where the most amount of money's coming in at this point. It's CBS.
Yes, you're not wrong, but it's still a primetime slot, and
Agreed.
there are plenty of people that are willing to wake up at that time and watch that game.
But we could talk about the accumulation of 12:30 kickoff times for Liverpool over this season, over the past few seasons, and it's kind of crazy how often, compared to other teams, Liverpool gets the first game after international break every freaking time.
Wham wham.
Yeah,
it's like 12 games to like 5.
Okay.
Second highest.
How many hours afterwards does someone else play the second game after the international break?
All
2?
I'm saying is you hop off a plane from Brazil and you're getting barked at, you're getting instructions barked at you, and you're half asleep, jet lagged, and you got to go out there.
Well, why'd they play him? Like, Poch purposely didn't start Caicedo in this game, which in the Chelsea game, which could have ended
we were supposed to start Kelleher versus City.
I don't know what you guys got to do. Get some depth. I don't know.
I think you got to start Luis Diaz. I thought that was a failure on Klopp's behalf.
Right, play the hot hand. But anyway, Jota got hurt in this game, so he will have to play Luis Diaz next fixture.
Yeah.
So.
And Luis Diaz did feature. He came in. So
yeah, 54th. So I don't know. What do you think of this game, Mick? Are you happy with your result here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A point away. I mean, I was happy. I'm happy with it because I felt like usually when we play City at City, they're clearly the better side. In this game, both teams were playing their style of play to a higher level than I've seen since, last season.
Mm-hmm.
Last season we weren't really playing at our highest level. City usually has our number when we're at the Etihad. And it just didn't look like the dominant City performance that I expected. It definitely could have gone either way. I think either team could have won the game. I think a draw is a pretty good result for both teams there. Trent pulled out the silencer. Just kidding. He silenced the Etihad, which isn't that hard. It's already an empty fucking place full of plastic fans.
I don't think it's empty anymore.
Nah.
They've got the fans now.
Strong gust of wind will blow those plastics over.
For City, I think this is probably the most vulnerable that we have seen them in probably the last 3 years. Because in their last 7 fixtures, they have lost to Arsenal, beaten Brighton, beaten Man U, beaten Bournemouth, tied Chelsea, tied Liverpool.
Dude, Akanji's just
and
not
lost to Wolves,
very
sorry.
good, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
they're asking him to do a lot.
Yeah, they are.
To play the center, like the CDM role and
Also,
kind of a center back role.
I don't want to hear any more Diaz bullshit.
What, slander?
No, talking about he's the best center defensive player in the league.
Diaz.
Ruben Diaz.
Diaz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? I think he still is.
Please.
You wouldn't back one of your Arsenal center backs right now?
Yeah, better than Saliba.
Saliba,
I don't know if he's better than
he's
Saliba.
up
Better
there in
than
my
Van
eyes.
Dijk. Shit, I don't even think he's better than Gabriel.
I think he's better than Gabriel, for sure. But
I
don't know about Saliba, and I definitely think he's worse than Van Dijk.
I'll take
So
Saliba
what are you
over
talking?
Diaz.
I'm confused now.
but-
My bad. I thought you were talking about Rodri for a second. And I
Oh
was
no,
like, what?
Rodri's still the best CDM in the world.
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy Doku getting an 8.8 rating in man of the match, right, is insane because I don't even think he fully understands what Pep's role for him is yet. Once he figures out what he's actually supposed to do, it's going to be scary, man.
I kind of like it because Pep's system can get so rigid, and Doku, he's like, I just showed up, and he's chaos on the field.
Yeah,
goes
but
in there and makes it happen.
This game alone, there were so many moments where Doku could have made the correct Man City decision and punished us, but instead it's obvious that he's new to the team and new to the style because he was looking like a terror over there.
He kind of has been
dude,
since he came in.
Stats for the game, 12 completed dribbles for Doku.
Damn.
And I think that's the FOTMOB man of the match because if I'm not mistaken, I think that City or I think Trent actually won the Premier League man of the match.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, Salah man of the match by
Assist.
fan vote.
Yeah, I don't like the fan vote thing.
You know how
The whole country of Egypt comes
yeah,
out
I
for
know. You know the stat where Van Dijk had never been dribbled past once an entire Premier League season or something ridiculous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess how many times Trent got dribbled past in this game?
I don't want to talk
That's
about
probably
it.
ridiculous.
7.
Let's start with the
What?
one.
Did he get a goal
one
and
that-
assist, though?
The one that mattered most was Nathan Ake beats Trent and Szoboszlai on
Yes.
the left side, and he was just cutting him up. I was like, damn, Nathan Ake. I
See,
didn't know you
Nathan
had that
Ake
in your bag.
Is him.
Dude, he's a center back, and he was cutting him up in
He's
the
a lot
final
better
third.
than Akanji.
A lot better than Akanji. Dude, Akanji today in Champions League got absolutely cooked.
Really?
Cooked.
I think it's difficult for him. I don't know what Pep sees, but I think that Ake is better with the ball at his feet, and right now he's trying to fill that John Stones role.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Ake would be a much more ready to go replacement than Akanji would.
I
But,
would love Ake on my team.
Yeah, he's good.
He
and
scores
I honestly
headers. He's good with his feet.
I didn't think he was that good when he was
Me
at Bournemouth.
neither.
I thought he was okay, but I mean, Pep
does-
buys any player.
Yeah, and he knows how to develop him into what he wants, right? He's got a vision for it. But he found Erling Haaland for that first goal. You can't even say that Erling Haaland isn't a big game player. Like this is a big game, and he scored a big goal in this. And he's the fastest to 50 in the Prem.
Yeah, in
he did
44?
it in 48 matches.
48. Andy Cole was
started
what, 64?
65.
65.
And then he started 46
Of the
those
48.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So he's like, think about that, dude. 50 goals in less than that starting. That's crazy. That's
Yawn.
crazy.
It kind of was a goal out of it was a goal out of nothing, almost. I feel like
Alisson could have saved it.
I think Alisson had probably one of the poorer games he's
Yeah.
played all year.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
with the ball
yeah.
at his feet and that mess up on what was going to be his typical flight the ball all the way down the field to Salah trying to run onto it, and he just
Led to a
slips,
goal.
kicks it way up in the air. Ake takes it down, and you can't give Haaland chances.
Haaland's got 14 goals, and we aren't even at December yet.
That is nuts. I mean,
Like-
I don't know if he was on a faster pace last year.
I don't know. Let me
But-
see.
Probably the same goddamn pace.
Yeah, probably.
Unreal, dude. He's unreal. But Trent came back. I mean, this game was really back and forth, honestly. It was a good game to watch. So
I love it.
I thought it was definitely a bit more attacking, but almost the same as the Arsenal City game, where it was kind of just banging heads together for a long period of time. It didn't seem like anyone was getting truly clear-cut opportunities.
I feel like City had the better performance, which makes me feel better because we came out with a draw away.
Oh, yeah. At the Etihad, if you can take a point, just pulling points off of City in any manner is positive in the league.
Liverpool only had 0.56 XG on the entire game.
On the night.
So I think that speaks more towards Trent's goal.
Oh, it was a great
Which
finish.
is oh my God, dude. He took it one time and then immediately, or two times. His second touch was just amazing.
One touch and then bang.
Yeah.
Get this man out of right back.
Yeah, I mean,
Get us a defensive right back.
and just get him in the midfield.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't really. expect him to both be scoring the game-winning goal and
defend
Doku.
Yeah.
Like all game.
Yeah.
I think that's a little ridiculous. But
Like he could be our answer to the CDM issue.
I don't
You
know.
play
if-
him at CDM. I feel like
he
he's
has
too
defensive
valuable.
woes. Like I don't want him as my CDM.
I just play him as like a right mid.
Yeah.
Like where you guys play Curtis Jones every week. Like just
Dude,
take him out.
Speaking of, that man had no right stepping on the field this weekend.
No, none.
Who else do you have though? Like
Endo? I thought Endo
Yeah.
might get the start in this just because he's like crunching.
Crunching.
Tackle merchant. Yeah.
yeah.
I would have loved that.
I don't know if he's up for a City game yet.
Obviously
if we can
not.
just get that one missing piece, man.
Yeah.
We're miles off your dog shit team.
Speaking of his dog shit team,
No, I want to
crazy,
talk
man.
on one more thing about this Liverpool City.
Okay,
Like,
all
did you
right.
guys see Nunez at the end of the game
Yeah.
fighting with Pep?
yeah, I did see
And I
that.
like looked in and I was like, what are they fighting about? I still don't know. The internet.
I'm
trying to
sure
figure it out.
Pep's made some backhanded remark where he acts like he's all nice and stuff, but it
Yeah.
was really,
Yeah.
rude.
Oh, he always does that.
yeah.
He said
Pep's
that
thing.
he said that in the post game. He's like, oh, just friendly banter. Like,
Yeah, you bullshitting,
It's
Pep.
like, no,
Yeah.
you wanted to fight that man.
Playing mind
I'll-
games as always.
To be honest, though, Nunez also a hothead, so he's probably
Oh,
just
for sure.
mad for no reason. So who
Also,
knows?
it's just it's fun little banter. It's always fun to see Jurgen Klopp pull out the fact that he's like 6'4", 250, just dragging this grown man away
Yeah.
like his kid, grab him by the ear.
Come with me.
Yeah. Jurgen was laughing the whole time.
Speaking of a 6'4", 250-pound giant wailing on a child,
This transition is not it.
Oh,
Newcastle
what the fuck happened?
beating the shit out of a Chelsea team that everyone thought was on the up after a win at Tottenham or at home against Tottenham, and then a tie to City.
Not just Newcastle. Newcastle with a 17-year-old starting in their midfield because they've got 15 injuries.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that 17-year-old had a nice little assist to Isak to open up the scoring in
did.
the 13th minute. Honestly, I was more disappointed with Chelsea's defense than I was impressed with anything that Newcastle did. I feel like
Dude.
we did it to ourselves. That second goal was so no, it was the third goal where
Thiago Silva gives it
Thiago
away.
Silva
Yeah.
just has like a stroke on the pitch and gives it away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Raheem Sterling hits a nice free kick.
Yeah.
It was a beauty. Thought they were going to actually bring the game back at that point and like make it more interesting, but it really got away from them.
Well, I mean,
Not shortly.
Yeah.
after.
Jordan blew a sitter at the back post on a corner kick, I think, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. That should have been another goal for Newcastle. I don't know. I don't have any answers for this team. They're just kind of bad right now.
Yeah, I think with Reece James now having to sit out because of two really stupid yellow cards. Like
Yeah.
really, really,
Yeah.
really poor decisions.
The first one was just like kicking the ball away, I'm pretty sure.
well, and the second one is
one
him
just
like
pulls down.
Yeah.
Was it Anthony Gordon out
when
there?
there's players back to defend him. I don't know.
Yeah.
hell of a captain, man. Hell of a captain.
Hey, best right back in the league when he's
When he's not
When he's
getting
not
himself
on a
sent
red
off
card.
and
God, I can't even
fit.
say it. I'm gonna chalk the whole loss up to Pochettino was serving a suspension, so he wasn't on the touchline to get the lads in order. You know.
Tin Fraud got a win off the pitch.
Yeah.
I think that reflects more on Ten Fraud
Yeah, it
than
does.
on Pochettino. What did Mo have to say about this? I
Oh,
wanna
okay,
just
yeah.
hear
Let me
his-
channel
Let's hear his
Muhammad.
monologue.
God.
Fuck, I'm mad.
I'm so filled with cum and trend.
Rage. I'm pissed. All right. Okay.
Just say it, bro.
Chelsea versus Newcastle. People thought it was going to be close, but in reality, it wasn't.
Wow.
That's what fucking happens when you spend $1 billion with no fucking plan, Chris. Enzo Fernandez was outplayed by a 17-year-old. True. Chelsea strikers can't strike. Your wingers are shit. Oh, excuse me. Chelsea strikers can't strike. Your wingers are shit, except Raheem.
I was about to say.
You tied Man City, but they're also shitty right now. Newcastle here to stay forever.
Forever.
Chelsea has been replaced as a Big Six club.
Oh, man.
Newcastle, with 1 billion injuries, is still better than your club with $1 billion. Chelsea are finished, and so is Chris. How about you watch the game once in a while, you fucking nerd?
All right.
That was
Glad that we could sit through that bullshit.
yeah, that was
Newcastle's not even in the top 6 right now, so
just to clarify.
that whole thing is fraudulent.
To be fair, Chelsea are barely on the first page of the Prem.
Yeah.
They are in 10th.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, how close are they?
not that close.
not that close.
Yeah.
No, I meant to the bottom.
Oh, I see.
I
don't
a lot
know.
closer. Yeah.
Where do
Well-
you guys see Chelsea finishing this year realistically? They don't have to worry about
10th.
Europe. Really? That is your final prediction is 10th.
I'm gonna say they finish.
Maybe 8th.
Dude, he's actually kind of right. There's
I'm thinking 7th or 8th is my bet.
It's so top heavy right now. Like the whole Prem.
It's good. There's a
Yeah.
lot of good
Like,
teams.
do you
I
see
think
them?
it's-
Do you see them finishing ahead of Man U? That's really what I'm trying to wager right
I
now.
got no
we'll,
fucking
We'll
clue.
talk about Man U later, but they get results.
Yeah,
Somehow.
Like,
somehow.
The stats do not bear it out for them.
What's their expected? You had it on FB
Yeah,
Ref.
I did have it up. So,
Well, we can talk about that when we talk about United.
well,
Well, I just
Chelsea-
want to see where Chelsea sits.
Yeah,
I
so-
think 10th is kind of looking like where they deserve to be and where they will be. Like,
Well,
they
my
have
level.
yeah,
25.8 goals XG4, which is tied with City, and then they have 17.4 XG against. So a difference of a positive 8.4. They just don't have anyone that can finish. And that's been the issue with Nico Jackson. And a lot of that is like early in the season when they really couldn't finish.
Mhm.
Like we've seen them kind of start scoring goals. I just think that they got 2 pretty good results against what was the top place team in the Prem and, the perennial winners. And every week it's just going to be like win or there is going to be uproar.
it's like they let off the gas whenever they play a team that they perceive to be worse than the team that they played prior. Like when they played Liverpool, Arsenal, or Man City, I'm like, all right,
step
like,
up.
this is a team I can get behind. Like they got some passion. You know what I mean? And they go out and lay an egg versus Newcastle
because they're
because
so young.
I think they sleep. Maybe that could be it.
I think they probably got their heads full of gas when they tied City, and
Yeah.
Cole Palmer shushed the away fans.
City's boy,
Yeah.
Chelsea's man.
What happened,
Yeah,
Cole?
Losing 4-1 to
What happened,
Newcastle.
Cole?
I guess the question
You
is,
ugly fuck.
like West Ham sits right above Chelsea in 9th, and they have 20 points in the Prem. Chelsea has 16. Do you
Yeah.
see Chelsea?
Wait, who's right above you?
West Ham. But do you see Chelsea finishing better than West Ham?
Yeah, and I see them also
League?
finishing better than Brighton.
Okay.
So I think 8th is probably where they're going to be.
Okay. It's tough, man. Like I see your point with Brighton now because Brighton has just like infinity injuries.
And they're just so I don't know what De Zerbi does on a week-to-week basis with the squad. I don't know. I don't think he knows what he's doing half the time. I just don't understand the starts.
He's handcuffed by everybody who's hurt. Ansu Fati
That's
just
true.
went down.
Yeah, and
Like,
Again?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, Lord.
And
But then their replacement for him, João Pedro, I think he had 2.
bags of brace.
Yeah, he had 2 in this past weekend.
Man,
so.
I was really hoping Nottingham Forest would pull that out. We can talk about that once we get to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
We can go to what is probably the next biggest fixture. Aston Villa, the Villains, coached by Unai Emery, against Tottenham Fraud.
Oh, yeah.
This was the most entertaining game of the entire weekend. If you guys watched all the games, this was the best one.
I
to
wish
watch.
there were a way to make wordplay out of Heung-min Son being offside 6 times.
He had a hat
like,
trick. He
of
had a hat
disallowed
trick of
goals,
goals that
yeah.
were disallowed because of offsides.
I mean, it speaks to his finishing. The man's class, but got to
Yeah.
stay on side.
a real Nico Jackson-esque game,
Mm-hmm.
except Nico Jackson actually got a hat trick.
Yeah. It's sad because Tottenham's back line in this game is just the island of misfit toys again. You got Ben Davies and Emerson Royale both starting at center back.
Oh.
I don't think either of them is a center back by nature. And then
Davies is.
Davies is, but
Yeah.
he's
You think?
washed.
Yeah, he's just old.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's finished, mate.
I just don't know why you don't start Eric Dyer there.
They fancy Davies over
I
Eric
feel like
Dyer.
Ben
guess.
Davies is an equal counterpart to Eric Dyer
right.
in this situation.
I think Eric Dyer is at least winning some aerial duels, and
They're
Pau
both-
Torres scored a nice header in this one that could have been fought for.
They're both slow. Eric Dyer.
Oh, for sure.
If you had Davies and Dyer at center back, you wouldn't have like a pacey center back. So Emerson Royale.
Yeah,
That's
that's
in
fair.
there.
Emerson Royale. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's just sucks for them, but they're slowly marching down the table because ever since all of those injuries in the Chelsea game, they've gone from first in the league to fifth in the league. They're still only 4 points off top, but it's like not looking great.
Hey, Garrett,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this, fuck you.
He always stops listening right after this, so we really got to draw this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It's interesting to see what they would do with the James Madison spot, and it looks like Kulusevski is their guy. Like he's the one running the cam position. And they put
Well,
Brennan Johnson on the
Bentancur
outside.
was doing okay.
Well, but even in the formation, they had him. Didn't they have him lower?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
playing. They were playing kind of a double pivot with Bentancur and Lo Celso playing further back in front of the back line, and then Kulusevski.
Like, what do you even do now?
And then Matty Cash was like, "Give me that Achilles."
I think it was actually like one of his ankle ligaments, not his
Ligament,
Achilles,
yeah.
but he's
Ruined
out
him.
for 2 months at least.
Yeah.
So, R.I.P.
So-
Rodrigo.
Who does Tottenham have that they're gonna fill in? Like, what is their? Are they gonna play Brian Gill and
No,
Lo
they
Celso?
He's a
still
winger.
have. I think Lo Celso should go to the cam spot,
I agree.
and then they're gonna have Bissouma back.
And Højbjerg
Soon.
is still.
Højbjerg is still there. They still
Yeah.
have Pape Sarr. Is he injured?
I don't know.
I honestly thought he would have started this game if he wasn't injured. So
Yeah, me too. Brian Hill's a left winger.
doesn't say he's injured. So
Maybe Ange is just the fraud that we thought he was.
I don't know if he's a fraud. They
I don't
definitely have an identity and like a playing style. And when Madison comes back and they have their full starting 11 again, and Van de Ven is back, and who else are they missing? I think
We're
Romero
still stopping him.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't think they're necessarily top 4, but I think they're definitely competing with the likes of Aston Villa on a much more equal, if not a higher level.
I think Aston Villa has a high ceiling.
I don't think they have. I don't think they're in a title race.
They looked pretty equal. You don't think Villa? I mean, I don't think Villa's gonna contend for
The
first,
title, but
But
fourth.
I think they probably make Champions League. Just now, just watching the Prem.
Yeah, I mean,
they really do have an identity, and they get results.
I think they're one of those teams where if you see an injury to one of their few key players, just like this Tottenham squad, you're going to see a really large drop off in production. Like Danny Ings, or is Danny Ings
No,
on?
he's
No.
at West Ham.
Oh, he's at West Ham. Okay,
but
like,
I don't know.
who's their replacement striker? Like if Ollie Watkins gets an injury for a long period of time, what are they doing?
They got Leon Bailey they can put in,
I guess,
and then
but
it'll be Diaby and Bailey up top.
right, and
And Bailey's been pretty good for them. So
he's been good off
He's
the
been
bench.
off
yeah.
the bench, yeah.
yeah,
But against tired legs versus starting, like we've seen him start for a large period of time in the Prem, and he wasn't that successful. Obviously, Unai Emery a better coach than
I
the
like
coaches they've
I
had
like
in the
Villa's
past.
midfield depth as well. They have
I think if Douglas Luiz gets injured, they don't have as much depth as.
I'm waiting
People-
for
They got
them
Yuri
to
Tielemans.
release Yuri Tielemans.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, they haven't even played him for real. He comes off the bench. He gets the assist in this game.
Yeah,
I think that's his second assist of the season. He had another one maybe last.
it was to
last
Leon
week.
Bailey like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I thought it was
Yeah,
like
my
last
finger's
week.
been itching on that trigger.
Dude,
Picking him up.
I'm thinking about it too. I think he probably gets the start in this next game if Jacob Ramsey is still hurt. See, that's what I'm saying. They got Jacob Ramsey, they got Kamara, they got Tielemans, they got options in the midfield. So I like this Villa team. They're a lot more deep than
They're my
I would
second
say
favorite team.
a Newcastle. I would say they're deeper than Newcastle.
I don't know if they're deeper than Newcastle.
Fucking Mo.
Dang, the Chelsea
I think-
fan, he getting
I
his
think
licks in.
Newcastle's just has so many injuries.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It is. It
and
is insane.
That's. I don't know if that speaks to the amount of games, or what. Maybe the jab, mate.
Yeah, no.
Fucking
The
jab.
vaccination is causing injuries. Makes it makes all of your tendons and ligaments weaker.
Harden up.
Eats away at them.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
jab, as they call it in the UK.
Just a bit of propaganda for you.
Take a propaganda at these nuts.
All right.
Take a propaganda at Lo Celso's cracker of a volley.
Yeah, it takes a
puts 'em up.
deflection, but
Yeah, it's still nice though.
it's good connection
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Did somebody pick him up?
I did.
No.
Chris scraping barrel bottoms.
I need to make a play.
Okay, yeah. I'm just happy to see Tottenham fail.
I don't want to see Lo Celso do good.
Why?
Why?
Lo Celso is like the player I wish that. I mean, Kai Havertz scored the game-winning goal this weekend. But like, if I could redo that and buy a different midfielder off of some other Prem team, I would have bought Lo Celso off of their bench. Because when he went there, it was him and Bruno Fernandes balling at Sporting, and I thought he was the better player of them two. And he got bought, put at Tottenham, didn't do shit because I think they were under Mourinho.
Yeah,
at
they've
the
been
time.
playing defensive
Yeah.
ball for ages.
Oh yeah, for so long, and he is a baller, man.
Dude, throw him in the cam spot.
I think he should be there.
Yeah.
Because him and Bruno Fernandes played kind of roaming 8, 10,
10.
6 roles, like all making like Bruno obviously a further forward player, but he was definitely getting involved in the attack and scored quite a few goals for Sporting.
Man, you're making me mad I didn't pick him up.
Well, it's on Ange to play the way Ian is explaining it, because if
He needs to be
Lo Celso
up the
plays
field.
plays the cam position, kick Kulusevski out to the right, Brennan Johnson
Yeah, I
on the
don't-
left, Son up the middle.
I don't think Brian Gill should be starting.
No, dude, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, he should not be
Hey,
starting.
don't hate on Brian Hill. I'm
Or
just
Brian
kidding.
Hill,
I
sorry.
don't care.
Yeah, they pronounce it Hill.
Yeah,
even though it's
Hill.
spelled Gill.
Well, I think he's
He's Spanish.
Spanish,
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
Yeah,
Today's Spanish 101.
Yeah.
yeah.
G equal
G equal
H.
Ache. 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 What is it?
So I was just talking about Kai Havertz. We can move to the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
How do you feel as a Chelsea fan watching your team get stomped, put down into the 6 feet under by Newcastle, while Arsenal goes top of the league from a goal from one of your ex-players?
I don't give one singular fuck about Kai Havertz
He
as a
bullshitting.
human or as a soccer player.
He
Like,
bullshit.
No, I really don't. I feel like Arteta.
You gonna
They-
get back that UCL that he
I'm-
won you?
No, I'm not gonna give it
89th
back.
minute
Thank
too.
you, thank
I know.
you, Kai, for doing your thing. But I guess he's a big game or like late game player, big goal player. Like I don't know what to call him. Like he's not good.
He
just
sure looks
shows
like
up
the,
when he needs
the
to.
angel of death.
I don't think he's ever been a confident player on any team that he's been on in England that you could see when he was at Leverkusen.
Yeah,
And I'm hoping that this does something for his confidence, because like after the game, he's like walking off the pitch and Arteta like grabs him and turns him around and pushes him towards
Yeah.
the fans, because he's like, dude, go like enjoy this. Like you need to get yourself out there.
I was about
Maybe
to say
if
they're
he-
taking pity on him, man. Like they gave him.
What
a
do you mean?
pity-
He scored the
they
game-winning
gave him
goal.
A pity penalty.
Somebody should give
Bukayo
your team
Saka,
some pity.
Bukayo Saka, let's give Bukayo Saka the credit for this last minute goal.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? That ball was put on a platter. I don't like the only other person in the world who can do something like that is KDB. That's the only other person who's playing that ball.
I kind of agree with that.
What about Trent?
I think Saka has
Maybe.
mastered this specific pass where he like cuts back in towards the left and then floats it towards the far post to where the goalie doesn't even know if he should come out for it. That's like such a difficult ball to defend.
All right, take it easy.
Well, I mean, Saka deserves his flowers. The dude is currently on 4 goals and 4 assists, and people are like, "Oh, he's ass now."
He's coming to Liverpool.
Like, no, he's not.
definitely not. He definitely not.
Dude, in a different world, I was thinking about it. If Arsenal was like still paying off the Emirates, we would have sold Bukayo Saka to like somebody,
Liverpool.
and he would be balling out for like some other Prem team or abroad.
He's
in,
Mo Salah's successor.
Really,
Yeah, I got the ins.
you got the ins. I think
Also,
you got the runs.
I think running out my mouth. Also, I just wanted to talk about Kai Havertz's obsession with donkeys.
What?
This man loves donkeys. I don't know. He loves animals, but I just saw a whole
Specifically,
video
it was
about this man
donkey?
talking about donkeys,
You're
bro.
just thinking about ass constantly. That's why he's never good on the field.
He kind of looked like a donkey,
I
bro.
was about
a
to
little
say.
bit.
Dang. I mean, Brentford kind of gave
They gave us a run for their money.
Arsenal some problems. They had an XG of over 1. They didn't end up getting a goal. So that's, I guess, a testament to the Arsenal defense, which I was glazing earlier.
Did you guys see the Declan Rice goal line save in this game?
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking nuts.
It's crazy
how good he is.
how good your defense is, including him, because Aaron Ramsdale was doing his absolute best to fucking screw up that entire game.
And Mbeumo, they should have had a goal when he messed up and Wissa pressed him in the first 13 minutes of this game.
All right, let me just
should have been a goal.
Let me paint the picture for you. You've recently lost the number 1 spot as goalie.
Yeah.
To the goalie of Brentford. You are legally not allowed to play Raya in this game because we're playing Brentford. Yeah. So you have to start this, and you know you're losing your job next game. Then you go out after your dad has also said he's not happy anymore and he needs to leave the club in the press. You go out and they're saying, 4th string goalie for England, screaming David Raya's name and screaming that you're the 4th string goalie. And to be fair, Aaron Ramsdale has done this to other fans, so him getting a taste of his own medicine is totally fair. They're inclined to do that, but he was fucking having it, mate.
He was bad.
Oh,
he was awful,
and he gets the clean sheet.
That's the craziest part.
And then after all this happens, reports come out saying that Arsenal do not want to sell him.
Yeah,
what is up?
Well, yeah, not now.
Yeah, they're not going to sell them
Why
January.
would you sell them now? Why would you sell them now?
Look, when else would you sell them?
All I know is that
when you have a backup keeper.
Yeah.
Let me look
you
at
buy
Arsenal's
another
bench.
A young boy.
Yeah, another young boy.
Yeah.
Dude, you're telling me that Carl Heen from Estonia can't get it done?
Who?
I don't think so.
Carl Hein?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, it's just funny how the English media works because the last time this happened, when we bought Aaron Ramsdale and sat Leno, even though the stats said that Leno was the better goalkeeper, they were like, yeah, Leno can go fuck off. And now when we do it and put Raya in goal and the stats bear out that he's the better goalie, everybody's like, why isn't he playing?
It's the English
What's
bias.
wrong with you?
It's the English bias for sure.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Raya does not get it so wrong in that 13th minute.
Yeah.
Ramsdale just his whole face blanked over and then didn't kick the ball.
Yeah.
And this
my God.
this man has had an absolute horror show of a fucking month.
Oh, it's been
how
terrible.
do you come out to the press and say you can't focus for more than 5 minutes at a time? He said that in an interview.
Get some Adderall, my man.
He said the problem is that he was like, the reason I like riling up the fans and interacting and stuff is because I can't focus for a full 90 minutes. Who says that?
ADHD.
What fucking keeper that's just lost his job and is about to get the start says that?
It's like, well, I can tell why Arteta sat your ass down because he's probably trying to talk to you about playing the ball out from the back and you're playing with daisies.
Was that a sympathy grab? I don't understand the movement there.
I don't get it either.
Blood's moving sideways. He's moving backwards.
Just to glaze my own team a little more before we
shut
pass
the
off
hell
of them.
up.
Mickey, you go on 15-minute rants about
Yeah, 'cause
Liverpool. I
we're
don't want to hear it.
good.
Yeah, we're top of the league.
Top it is. Nah.
Brentford has only lost 5 games at home in the last year and a half of the Prem. 3 of those now have been to Arsenal.
Wow.
Well, that means you didn't beat them.
Okay.
We beat up on the bees.
On the B's, mate. How about you beat
what
up
happened
on the
last time
A's?
you played Brentford?
Yeah, it was 3-0.
Brentford.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
Hey, man, I'm not claiming to be good. I'm sitting here and battling for 10th.
I'm not claiming it, bro. We're top of the league, and people say we're playing bad, so I'm chilling.
We'll
No,
see how
you're not playing bad.
sustainable
It's
that
just
is.
it's just not.
It's not the same as last year. I agree. But that's why I'm excited for when it is the same as last
Well,
year.
it also just might be different.
Yeah.
People want high flying, fucking high goal
A bunch of
scoring
goals scored,
games,
yeah.
but defense wins you championships, man.
Let's go to a
City
high
don't
flying,
have that.
A high flying
goal scoring game.
the Brighton game.
Brighton, yeah. I don't know.
Dude, the Evan Ferguson scores this same goal
Yeah.
multiple times
Yeah.
over the year, where he just receives the ball at the top of the box, takes one touch and fake shot, and then the defender just stands there and he passes it into the net. I don't know how it doesn't get saved. I think he scored
He
this
just
exact same
kicks the
goal
shit out of
against.
it.
No, he didn't even hit it hard. Did you watch it?
I did, but I think it's hit harder than you think it was.
I'm sure it is, but I don't know, man. It just
I agree.
Watching
it's
it,
like
I'm like,
open-footed, like
oh, yeah, he's
straight up passing it.
Yeah, I don't get it, but he scores another goal in this
because
one.
it's all rigged.
It's all rigged.
Yeah, he's just not a good actor.
You think they would want Man City to win if it was rigged? The team with like the least amount of fans in the top 6.
They
Sounds
make
bad
a lot
for
of
the league.
money
Sounds bad for the league.
worldwide. They needed a new perennial golden boy to spread across the world.
It's Pep's shining head.
Yeah.
You just rub it.
Somebody
Money
need to
pours out.
Smack that head. Give that man some brain damage.
One of Pep's many sons, not really his son, but he wants to be Pep so bad. De Zerbi getting a win for the first time in a while.
Dude, they held on like it was
For
just
dear
like-
life.
Yeah, you felt like Nottingham was going to come
Who
back.
got the red card?
Lewis Dunk, dude.
It was bad, wasn't it? Like, it's just dumb.
Oh, it was stupid. And he said something that I am not going to repeat on the internet. And if you want to go
Damn, it's that
look
bad,
on the internet and watch the highlight and see what he said to the ref to get sent off, you can go watch it. But he says it, and then he's instantly like, "Hey, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it. I let the demons get the best of me there."
Oh man,
Was it?
Go look it up, bro. I'm not.
Okay.
We don't need to talk about it anymore. But no.
Was it worse?
Yes.
Oh man,
dang.
I'm looking it up now.
But yeah, it's Anthony Alanga getting another goal in this game.
I was checking his stats right now to make sure I didn't get it wrong. He's got 6 goals and 6 assists.
Yeah, he's balling, bro.
Man,
Absolutely
you
balling.
could use that.
Well,
They sold him though for what? Something
like
low.
20 mil, I
20
think.
mil
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, I think that Man U's left winger did something more incredible this weekend. And we'll talk about that in a second.
What a goal.
Gibbs White scores a pen in the 76th minute. That's what gets Lewis Dunk sent off. It's after the penalty call.
Yeah.
Pedro,
Why can't you say that?
Yao Pedro gets
What does that mean?
gets a brace.
Yeah. Well, he had to come on after Ansu Fati got hurt.
Yeah.
And then like this whole time I'm like, damn, they spent a record amount of money on João Pedro in the offseason. Why isn't he playing more? And then you kind of see once João Pedro comes on pretty early on in the game. I want to see if I can find a timestamp on that. He comes in pretty early on, but then
21st minute.
by the end of it, dude is dogged. He's
Yeah.
just out there just like
His fitness is shit, I think.
walking around. He
Yeah.
couldn't do it, but I guess good for him. He's got 2 goals, so
Well, I think the fitness step up is one of like the big issues going from the championship to the Prem. Like people are straight up like running the whole game.
but wasn't he with Watford in the Prem?
He was, and he wasn't very good there.
Okay.
So,
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I don't really. Why is it so offensive?
Tarek Lamptey gets a start in this one at left back.
And immediately goes out.
Yep.
I
Also
had him
gets
on
injured.
my fantasy team.
Injured
That's a
again?
Stink.
Yeah, injured again.
Stink
go
Squad.
on.
You should change your name to Stink Squad.
I think that they're gonna get
Get in there.
Estupinian back soon, which will be nice because he is. Yeah, he's listed as doubtful right now.
He called him. He said, "You called me a fucking bellend," which means dickhead.
All right,
Oh, are we talking about?
God, you can't talk about anything.
This is some British.
Yeah, it's British banter.
shit. Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I mean Brighton gets a win. That's the important part because
Yeah.
they've been struggling for those, and they're sitting in 8th place above Chelsea,
and
West Ham.
Yeah.
Dude, Nottingham was so
1 point
close to
off of
bringing it
Newcastle.
back.
They were very close. They were barely holding on for dear life.
Dude, and then who took that terrible last corner of the
Oh, I don't
game? It was
remember.
awful. Like all
Yeah.
of the momentum was with Nottingham Forest, and they got this one last corner, and dude just fucking boinked it.
Boinked it.
Brighton has a big game against Chelsea coming up this Sunday.
Yeah.
Big game, big mid-table team game.
Hey man, no, you act like it's not my reality right now, but this matters to me right now. Like Chelsea needs to beat Brighton.
I mean,
It's got to happen.
anybody that plays
Dude.
Brighton needs to beat Brighton because they're one of those kind of like threshold teams where if you can consistently beat Brighton, you're gonna be in like that upper echelon of the Prem.
They're definitely a swing state team.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a swing state team.
Yeah.
But even if Chelsea beats Brighton, they are still 3 points behind them. So
But it would do us well. We'd be climbing the table.
it would.
a
That's
little
very
bit.
true.
Where do you guys want to go next? What's an
I
interesting
think we got to
game?
go Man U.
Oh my! That Garnacho goal was the craziest goal I've seen in the past. Since like the Ronaldo bike.
Yeah,
That's
agree.
like the last thing that's like kind of on par. But even I think this Garnacho goal was better. Is that crazy?
I don't think the Garnacho one is better than the Ronaldo.
I
I
think
mean,
it
just
was-
because of the moment, the Ronaldo goal, like they were in Champions League, like it was.
I mean, the
It's a big
moment
moment.
partially goes into it, but I still think that's like the greatest technique on a bike we are ever going to see.
I think
Like the connection and
Gareth Bale versus Liverpool
Gareth
in the
Bale's-
Champions League
That was
final.
also crazy.
I think that one is like a scuffed bike and it works out like so well.
I just think the ball was coming in so much faster, and like the
Oh, it was flung in. I remember that.
it was the fucking Champions League final, man.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah,
Garnacho goal reminded me of the Wayne Rooney goal
Oh, it's
versus
almost-
Man City.
Carbon copy.
It's
except-
almost the exact same, but Garnacho catches this one cleaner than Wayne
Not
Rooney
off his
did.
shin,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wayne Rooney had it off the shin.
I think this is better
Technically,
technically than the Wayne Rooney one, but it's also against like Everton.
Yeah.
and that one was against City.
Yeah, that was in the Manchester Derby.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is still a big game for them, Man U. Like, they need to win this game desperately to just continue getting points, as well as Everton is coming off of getting a 10-point deduction,
Yeah.
and it's
bro.
at Goodison. So, hitting them with that in the third minute just, like, almost instantly ends whatever feelings they had about the game, about wanting to come out and, like, show Man U who's
Yeah.
boss, and, like...
I mean,
To put it into
I-
perspective,
I don't fucking like Everton, but even I feel bad for
Yeah.
them because they like had this whole like anti-corruption thing planned. They had all the Premier League corruption banners going because I mean, here's City with 115 breaches of play, financial fair play,
Yeah.
and they're getting the 10-point
it's
deduction.
kind of crazy.
But everything went out the window as soon as this little 5'6" kid hit a fucking dunked a bike on him
Yeah.
in the 20 what was it? What
Third minute.
it was
The
early.
third
The
minute.
third
Yeah.
minute of the game. It was like
Oh.
the first clear-cut opportunity of the game. And it wasn't clear-cut because he biked it from almost the 18-yard box.
Dude, talk about a demoralizer.
You're going down.
Like you were literally mid-table last week,
And
then
now
the
you're
international-
relegated.
International break happens, and now you're sitting at the bottom, tied on points with Burnley at 19th. Luton is now clear with 9 points.
And flying, apparently.
They just got a dub.
Flying. Exactly. Dude, I mean Everton has to just be in the mud. Do you think they recover still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they will.
I mean,
They're
when you-
they're a far better team than
We're going to ask that
Burnley, Sheffield United, and who is it? I think Luton still goes
Yeah.
down. But
Okay.
I don't know, man. They're kind of flying. They
Dude,
tied
I
us, and now they just. That goal was
Something-
crazy.
Something special's happening in the Kenny right now.
I want to see them stay up so they can get a bunch of money and just pimp out this little.
This little backyard
Yeah.
stadium
Yeah.
they got going on.
Yeah,
backyard baseball,
Yeah.
backyard soccer.
dude, fire.
Dude,
Fuego.
that's a big result versus a pretty solid Crystal Palace
That's what I'm
defense,
saying, dog.
If I'm being honest. And then it was late
83rd minute.
Yeah.
Dude.
late game, and that ball that's played in by Ogbene is just so
so
nice.
good. That's such a good ball.
Dude. Good for Luton.
Back to
Elise
Man U.
back,
Oh,
Yeah,
are we,
and
and
are
he
we
said,
done with
"I am
Man U?"
him."
That's the second best. That would have been goal of the week if not for Garnacho.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that thing was a bang. Eze out for 4 weeks apparently.
Oh, that's not good.
So
Let's finish up on Man U real quick.
oh,
Bruno
I-
Fernandes gets a shitty penalty, in my opinion. That's
Yeah, not
I don't
a
think
pen.
that's a pen, but he hands it over to Rashford, who's struggling for some form, and he bangs it.
There need to be more indirect free kicks in the box if we're going to keep calling soft-ass fouls in the box. Because not everything's a goddamn fucking goal-scoring opportunity just because it's a foul. I'm sorry.
that
don't
opens up a whole other
Yeah, that's
can
a-
of worms and
It would surely
spectrum of-
probably get rid of a lot of diving in the box. That'd
I think
be
that
nice.
VAR just needs to be better. Like, I don't think he needs to get called over to the monitor for that one. I think the guy that's sitting behind the monitor looks at that and he's like, yeah, this is soft. And Martial just took a touch that was going straight into the goal.
Yeah.
Like, at like right into the goalie's hands. So
it's just like soccer's still a contact sport, man. Like,
yeah,
you're going to get brushed.
I think there's got to be context in all of it. Like, you can't look at that without context of like, oh, where did he take the touch?
The rules can't be so rigid.
Where was the defender already standing, and did he move at all, or did the guy just like stick his foot out and like take him out for no reason? I don't know. Man U deserve the win. Absolutely. Thank God they won that game. It would be so Man U if they score that bike and then lose to Everton. That would be nuts.
Martial gets on the score sheet
with a nice goal.
Yeah.
Garnacho needs to realize that if he's ever going to have his own career, he needs to stop fanboying for a 44-year-old.
He did hit the Ronaldo celly right after,
He always does, dog.
Yeah.
He literally talks about Ronaldo whenever he can.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you are Argentine.
Yeah.
You are not doing yourself any
left wing
service.
for Man U.
Yeah, man.
I feel you, but like you
don't
want
think
the call up.
You would channel the spirit of Ronaldo if you were playing at Old Trafford on the left side. I'm definitely trying.
Ronaldo didn't score as good of a goal as that in his entire Man U career.
That free kick, bro. You know
that
the
free
kick
kick's
I'm
nice.
talking about?
It's not that bike.
Yeesh.
Ronaldo's bike is one of the only goals
bro.
that tops that bike. You just like
My
pure
point
moment
is,
goal.
if you ever want an international career, you gotta stop disrespecting Messi, bro.
Because otherwise, you not finish.
Yeah, this man is everything in Argentina.
I think he's also just not going to get a call up until he starts consistently producing. Because I think he scored 5 goals in his entire career for Man U, and that was one of them. Like that's,
he has glimpses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. But I think it's still very raw. What you see there is just like raw talent.
Yeah. How old is he?
Let's see what this is looking like.
1 goal last year.
1 goal.
And then 4 this year. So 5 goals in his Man U career. And
4 is not terrible.
It's not. And he hasn't been a consistent starter for this team either. They've toyed around with Martial and Rashford out on the left wing, and now they're putting Rashford out on the right.
What I really
Sancho's
mean
modeling
is
and
you're not.
Yeah, I saw that.
You got to get your ego under control, because if you want to succeed, Ronaldo was Ronaldo. You don't get to emulate a god.
Yeah, you got to be a god before. Just go be your own.
Be yourself, dog.
Yeah,
get your shit going, get it flowing.
If you have a career that's even half that of Ronaldo's, you will be a Man U legend of some sort.
I messed up that Alonga stat earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got to learn how to use the Premier League website. 3 goals, 3 assists. It's still not bad.
6 goal involvements. I mean, that's
6 goals, 6 assists.
That was
that's very different.
That sounded way
that's
too high.
on a different level.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
almost
some Mo Salah shit.
I was going to say, where's Mo Salah at right now?
But yeah, Man U get a win, and they are somehow, even after all of our bitching and moaning and all of their awful play, they're in 6th, 4 points off the top 4.
This is English propaganda, man. Their wins have come against just bad teams,
and they've got more 1-goal wins than anyone else in the Prem.
And
which
it's
you gotta win them.
to
But
me. I will say, Man U fans need to double check themselves, because the hate that Onana was getting at the beginning of the season,
he's coming into his own,
was crazy, and this man has the most clean sheets in the Prem right now.
Dude, he was a monster in this game.
With a pretty shaky defense in front of him, too.
With another island of misfit toys defensive line.
Johnny Evans.
Harry Maguire.
Serge Reguilon
Yeah.
defense in front of him. So, I don't know. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. Is there anything else in the Prem that you wanted to talk about? I mean, this Bournemouth-Sheffield game I don't really care about. McBurney gets a header in consolation.
Homie wants to talk about McBurney.
Ollie McBurney gets a header.
You know, the game that I thought was pretty interesting was the one today, Fulham versus or yesterday.
I heard the refs fucked it.
Yeah, they did.
Dude,
Fulham's first pen is a real
the softest
atrocious
pen
call.
of all was on Kearney. What's his name for Fulham? They're number 10. I'll see if I can get his name right.
Dude.
Tom Kearney.
Kearney.
Yeah.
Wolves have been getting screwed all season.
Yeah, they got screwed in that Sheffield game when Sheffield got their only win. in the Man U game as well.
Yeah.
I like their coach.
I do too. Gary O'Neill's a solid coach, but
Yeah.
it looks like Bournemouth is kind of turning things around right now. They've got, I think, back-to-back wins now. They beat Newcastle and then they beat Sheffield United.
Who do they have next?
Bournemouth beat Newcastle.
Yeah,
I'm on smoke.
that was before the international break.
Oh, it was a little
They
wild.
beat him 2-0.
Yep.
Yeah, but before that, 2 back-to-back L's were arguably the 2 best teams in the Prem, Man City and Liverpool.
Dang, he's shading Arsenal right now.
Arguably. I'm saying
Arguably.
Arsenal's in the mix. They're top of the table.
That they are.
They're in
and
the mix.
And they beat Man City. Haven't played Newcastle or Liverpool yet, but I think we play Boxing Day.
That's coming up.
I know.
That'll be
It's
nice.
Christmas, bro.
Yeah.
Ask
They play Villa next, so that'll be a massive test. I actually don't think they beat
Oh, they are not
Bournemouth.
beating
I don't
Villa.
think beats Villa.
They're not beating
So,
Villa. That's crazy. Villa's gonna
Yeah.
have another 3 points probably. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen in the Prem, but
It's true. It's true.
Dude, watch Luton Town beat Brentford.
that would be nuts.
Fulham Wolves. That was a big high scoring game, but there were 3 pens given.
I thought this
So-
would not be a high-scoring game at all because I feel
'Cause-
like Fulham pack it in and Wolves are missing their best player.
3
So
pens.
yeah,
Fulham looked way more free-flowing than usual.
The first goal was nice by Iwobi, like just slotted
Anthony
it home on a
Robinson
tap in.
did all the work. He ran.
Yeah, they gotta
hard.
stop shitting on him. The Fulham.
They don't like him.
No, he scored a few own goals, and so they were kind of getting
Ah.
after him. I think other teams were making fun of him because he some kind of chant along the lines of he doesn't know which goal is his. So,
If Fulham had a real striker, they'd be different.
hey man, Jimenez got 1 goal this
That's
season.
true.
Chill out.
Fulham should they should go out there and get Anthony Martial.
They should.
That seems like a guy who would fit there.
Man,
he's
you need to
about
get rid of
his
him.
resurgence at Man U.
No, he's
That's
done.
true, man. You kind of need him.
He's
Hoyland,
finished.
Hoyland just little boy.
Is Hoyland injured right now?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
hurt this past weekend.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Dang, Villa just gonna tear Bournemouth up.
Yeah. I mean, I think Sheffield United is a lock to get relegated.
Oh yeah,
Like even more than
And
Burnley.
more
even
than
with
Burnley.
McBurney playing.
Even with McBurney, and even more than Burnley, because
Dude,
I think
don't think-
Burnley, like you can see times in the game where you were like, wow, this team is actually like kind of like doing something better than the other team. Whereas every time I watch Sheffield United, I'm like, every single one of these players is significantly worse than the other teams.
I don't watch Sheffield games.
I don't watch much of them, but
It's
when
not-
I've had
there's no
to,
point.
it's horrendous.
Burnley could have beat West Ham.
They definitely could have.
You kind of just like when I was watching that game, you kind of felt like it wasn't going to happen, and then second week in a row, Tomasz Souček.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Yeah, I had to get it right.
the
Doing
hell's
his
wrong
like
with you?
4-year-old,
Ballerina whip around.
yeah,
dance.
4-year-old
Yeah.
celebration of spinning with his arms out, smiling ear
I
to ear.
want to have a conversation. Let's start a dialogue.
All right,
What's up with all these goddamn teams having the same fucking home and away jerseys? Like West Ham, Burnley, Aston Villa. Like who else? That's all.
That's
of them.
pretty much it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all
there's
of
3
them.
teams.
But
Yeah.
they're the same. They're all the same.
Yeah.
The exact same.
Yeah.
they're very similar.
The maroon and white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The claret.
A little bit
Claret
of
and
blue.
blue.
Claret and blue.
Yep.
Thank you, Ian.
blowing bubbles.
The perennial claret and blue.
I want to start a dialogue about Mohamed Kudus.
I want to
'cause-
talk
Dude,
about Muhammad
let's
Al
look at his
Ghamdi.
stats.
Like, he is a freaking baller, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
he is actually going crazy for this team, and like so many of his goals and assists are just so class.
Even
Yeah.
though I guess it doesn't really reflect. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist.
A lot of his
But he's-
appearances that
Yeah.
are showing there are substitute
So, yeah,
appearances.
at
He
the
recently
beginning of the
started
season.
starting for them.
Dude, his,
Yeah.
his little scissor kick that he hit, wasn't that
Oh,
like
yeah.
a few
Mhm.
weeks ago?
Yeah, that was right before the international break, and then in the match before that, they played Arsenal. He like took down a ball with his like foot behind. It was like some Neymar shit. You know how Neymar settled the ball,
Yeah.
but he did that and then proceeded to like one-touch finish past Ramsdale in the. I don't know. It was one of the cups. I think it's the Carabao is the one we're already out of because West Ham thrashed us, and then they booed Declan Rice. But we already talked about that. On the
Kudus
pod.
is he single-handedly pulled back this win for West Ham.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
86th minute, they gave the goal to Darrow O'Shea, but it was created and whipped in by Kudus, and then Kudus got the assist to Souček. So
Yeah.
Dude, he is a baller.
There's a video. Sorry, we're talking about Kudus, but you said Aaron Ramsdale. There's a video of Aaron Ramsdale, like seconds before y'all get scored on, and there's a bird on the pitch.
And he's just looking right at it.
Looking dead at the bird, and then he looks up at the play coming at him, and then he looks back at the bird, and then he looks back up at the play, and it's hilarious. And then y'all get scored on. It's golden.
So what you're telling me is we just need to get him an Adderall prescription and he'll be fine.
I think you get every keeper in the league an Adderall prescription, and we're seeing some next level shit out there.
Yeah,
man.
I think we are. That's some limitless shit.
Yeah.
All right.
The
You guys
keepers
got
and the
any-
strikers, they both need an Adderall prescription.
Well, the striker's been using Zins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing in football
Really?
right now is
Yeah.
like nicotine pouches.
Keep
snus.
the heart pumping or what?
It's a stimulant, keeps your brain involved in it.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's
Yeah.
weird because it's also like a muscle relaxer.
Make
I
you
don't
have
feel
to
like
shit.
my muscles are relaxed afterwards. All right, you guys got anything else?
Anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm good for the week.
I
What's
think-
the who's the wanker who's on Wanker Watch, and then who do you think is a standout performer?
Ooh. Wanka Watch, Son Heung-min, scoring a hat trick of offside goals.
That's harsh.
Don't be offsides.
That's harsh.
Pusio.
Pusio. Mike a lot.
And then Baller of the Week.
That's a better name for it.
Oh,
Wank
man.
of the week.
Baller of the week, I'm gonna give it to Garnacho for me.
Yeah, that's like the easy one. I'm gonna give it to Tavernier because he scored 2 for Bournemouth, and
Yeah.
usually it's Dominic Solanke dragging everybody in a big giant Santa, just like homeless sack to
Yeah.
the finish line. So good for them to get a dub, and him not score a goal.
Wanker Watch for me, Thiago Silva.
Yeah,
Hate to
Wank
do
big
it,
time
but
wanker.
that's bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
that was so bad.
So bad.
He had a little stroke.
Dude, it's hard to pick anybody but him.
Yeah. Let's see who
Who
messed
should have
up.
won this week?
Who should have won?
Yeah.
Everything kind of shook out. Well, Palace.
Yeah.
I would expect Palace to win that game. But
I would too, but Luton's got that fire. Come on, Mick, give us the wanker.
That's so
Oh,
rough,
you
though.
could give it to them.
Nah, I'm giving it to Chelsea as a whole.
Okay.
As a whole, as a
Chelsea's on Wanker Watch. They've been on Wanker Watch. This is nothing new.
Seems like week after week.
Ball alert. I'll give it to that man, Kai Havertz.
Yeah, I was gonna make him an honorary
Doing
one
nothing
for scoring
bro.
the game-winning
The
goal.
game-winning goal
Oh
to send
my
him to the top of the
God,
league
come
When
on,
did-
in
man.
the
when did he
89th
come in?
minute.
When
What a
did he
hater.
come into this game? Something just stupid.
in like the 60-something minute, I believe. Let
But
me get the
other
stats
than
on it for you.
him,
He came in the 79th.
79th minute
scored
for
10
Martinelli.
minutes later.
Okay.
The game-winning goal sent him top of the league. But
Unimpressed.
other than that, I'm gonna give it to Trent.
Yeah,
For silencing the Etihad with that great goal. And Ollie Watkins scored the same one later.
Yeah, we were talking
Yeah.
about that before.
Exact
They
same
scored the
one.
exact same goal.
Fucking weird. So, yeah.
That's it. Thanks for tuning in to Arch Rivals. We'll catch you back here next week. Hopefully, I can brag about a fantasy win. I need it.
Wanka watch.
And,
Chris is on Wanker Watch.
hopefully
I
Chelsea
changed my
get a big
answer.
result versus Brighton. So tune in next week. Peace out.
Peace. Thank you for watching this episode of Arch Rivals. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thanks for watching.